Maybe he was really just trying to tell you that he wanted to break up. So he was like, I think we should take a break up. we should take a break up. We should break up.
Hey, you're listening to Babes and Bad Decisions podcast. We're babes, we make bad decisions, and we're here to tell you about them. My name's Elaina.
I'm Charlotte.
And I'm Emily.
This is the third time we're trying to record this freaking episode.
Holy shit.
It's gonna be good. Okay. We're gonna make it fucking good. It's gonna be fucking perfect. Anyway.
What the fuck are we talking about?
We are gonna talk about a subject near and dear to my heart, causes no emotional trauma whatsoever, and is like super wonderful and great. Taking a
She's
break
fucking triggered.
in a relationship. All right, ladies. I have changed the notes since the last time we recorded. So,
Ooh. So it's going to
That
be
20
different.
seconds meant a lot to her. She was
I
like,
did.
new
Okay.
episode.
I did. I totally reset the whole episode. Okay. So taking a break in a relationship, if for those of you that don't know, it's when you and your partner/partners take a pause in the relationship to kind of determine if you want to stay together or if you want to break up. Super fun. Super great. Cool.
Definition.
So ladies,
Period.
what are some reasons that people would want to take a break?
Oh, I like this question.
Thank you. We didn't get to it last time.
Well, my reasoning, if you want to dig
Let's get into
my
it.
black hole, I'd like to call my
Your
past
ex-boyfriend.
relationship. Okay, I look back. There's a lot of ways this could be taken. Now
Just
that I'm like,
Keep
sorry.
it real.
Real
Keep it honest.
codependency was
Oh.
a problem. It was a
Uh-huh.
true problem. I just expected him to drop everything, and I talked to him every day. Yes, I was a freshman in college. Of course I was. Like, we were doing long distance. I don't know how anyone's going to be like, oh, yeah, you do boo.
And he
you
was
do
also
you,
like a
boo-boo."
grown-ass adult with like a full-time job.
Long story short, it was definitely codependency was up there, and also the distance. The distance was killing us.
Mm-hmm.
Whether we admit it or not today,
No, the
distance
most I
was hard
fought
as
with
shit.
my ex was when we were long distance, but
Mm-hmm.
that's a different episode.
We'll get there.
We'll get there. Don't worry. Oh, me? My turn?
Yeah.
My
Your
turn to
turn.
talk? What? Okay. So I was pretty much just questioning if I wanted to be with him. We had been together for 4 years at that point, and we were fighting a lot, and I wasn't really sure I was happy or just, comfortable. Like, that is the life I had created for myself with him, and it was fine, but I wasn't ecstatic about it all.
She
So
didn't feel fulfilled.
I didn't exactly. So I wanted to take a break to kind of reevaluate what I wanted for my life, because he was serious and wanted to get engaged and get married and all of that, and I was kind of terrified about being with someone from when I was 16 to when I died. So I broke up with him first, and then a couple days later he asked if we could be on a break instead of being broken up.
Right.
So just kind of evaluating if I was super happy in the relationship.
Yeah.
Long story short.
I think I don't have any personal experiences with this, but at the end of the day, I think the underlying reason that a couple takes a break is the non-permanence of it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that can be in a really long relationship like Emily's or a less long relationship like Charlotte's. It's that ability to be like, I'm not really sure what I want to do, and I'm not positive that I want to end the relationship forever.
Mm-hmm.
But I also know that there's something off about being in the relationship. You know what I mean?
Yeah, definitely.
So, yeah.
Agreed. And does taking a break mean that your relationship will definitely end? Because obviously Charlotte's and mine did.
I
No,
don't think so.
Not
No.
necessarily.
Yeah.
I've known of people who've taken breaks and gotten back together. I think it just comes down to the couple, the reason that they took the break, and how the break was handled while you were on it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And my friend has been with her boyfriend for a couple years now. But she recently, like last spring, I don't remember how long ago it was, she found out that when they first started dating, he cheated on her a bunch.
Right.
But he stopped cheating after the first like couple months of their relationship, and they've been together for years, so they went on a break because she was processing it all.
Yeah.
And they ended up staying together because he really, he had been so amazing for the rest of the relationship, and he explained that he saw their relationship as way less serious than what it actually was for those first couple months, where she had taken it as we're exclusive, we're together, we're boyfriend and girlfriend.
Right.
But obviously she was hurt because she found all this out, 2.5, 3 years later.
Oh, for sure.
And so, taking that time away to process all of those emotions was really good for her. And they did end up getting back together, and they're still together right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. It doesn't necessarily mean it will end. But if you're questioning something, that means something has to change. Or if something happened, it means that something definitely needs to change before you guys get back together.
Yeah. But I think it's also good to go into it not thinking that it definitely means you're going to get back together either.
Oh, yeah.
And Shar kind of said this earlier when we were recording one of the earlier times. But I think it's good to go into it with as open of a mind as you possibly can and not expect either outcome or be looking for either outcome to come from it, and just kind of go into it as open-mindedly as you can.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because jumping off that, when I went into my break, I had this mindset that, oh, we're going to take some time to ourselves and then get back together. And that obviously was not the case. So I think doing that to myself, I viewed the whole break as something were to happen. Oh, now we get back together, right? And that's just not how you should look at it at all.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. On to our favorite question, ladies.
Oh, boy.
Can taking a break help or hurt a relationship?
Third time's a charm. Here we go.
All right. What you got? Any new insightfulness this time?
No.
Or
No, not at all. Exactly the same insightfulness. I think that it can hurt the relationship, like the relationship that you share with that person.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that at some point in the break, whether it's taking the break to begin with or something that happens during it, it's probably likely that one or both parties will be hurt.
Mm-hmm.
But I think it's beneficial in a more personal sense for both parties. And I think it's can be beneficial in the long run, because either you're more sure now that you want to be with that person, or you decide that the relationship's not for you guys, and then you can kind of move on with your lives and go on to bigger, better things.
Yeah,
Wow.
I would agree with Elaina. I would say it hurts each person internally more than it hurts the relationship with the person, because obviously something happened between the two of you, whether whoever's responsible for it, like what's done is done, and now you're trying to fix it, and that break is obviously gonna suck for whoever, if it's both of you, if it's one of you, whatever, it's gonna hurt.
Yeah.
But I think to this day that take the break and try to make amends with any problem that was there, rather than trying to push it out, because I think that's where you're just gonna break up
Yeah.
in a sense. So I think that would be my viewpoint on it, that it hurts each person, but it definitely helps figure out what you're trying to fix.
Right.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, and I think it depends on your definition of, helping the relationship, because obviously Charlotte and I are no longer with our partners that we took a break with.
Right.
But so it didn't help the relationship in the sense that we stayed together, but it helped the relationship in the sense that we both realized that was not what we wanted or needed at the time.
Yeah.
And obviously it hurt both me and my partner, speaking specifically for my situation, because we both cared about each other so much and loved each other.
Yeah.
But it helped me kind of figure out what I want. It helped me take some physical space from him and mental space to kind of deal with my own emotions and talk it out with myself and the people that knew me best, aka you two, and my mom. Hi, Mom. And
Hi, Mom.
but obviously, like, that hurt him, because no one isn't hurt when a breakup happens,
Yeah.
or when
Yeah, for
taking
sure.
a break it's all the same. It's gonna cause some pain.
For sure.
So what are the pros of taking a break?
It's time to self-reflect.
Agreed.
Perspective, baby.
You love that word.
I think it's
It's a
the best
good
way
word.
to put it.
No, it really is.
I think it gives you time to get perspective, like I said earlier, on the relationship itself, on what you want as an individual outside of the relationship, and perspective on the problem that you were having
Yeah.
in the relationship. You know what I mean? And
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
reevaluate it.
I think it also take the time to realize maybe habits that have built up throughout the time you've been in the relationship that may have led to the break, because that's what I did. And you know, I'm not going to sit here and be like, oh, I did nothing wrong. There was definitely things that I realized I contributed to the problem, and I don't think I would have realized that without a break.
Yeah, I think the pros for me, besides, you know, perspective and mental space, is physical space too. Because my partner and I lived like right down the road from each other. We hung out all the time. So taking that break and saying, I need space from you and I need space from the relationship to figure this all out was good, because it allowed me to take that physical space from him as well, even though we like still saw each other at least twice a week just because of overlapping things at school.
Interests, activities.
Acapella.
Exactly. But yeah, and obviously I agree with everything you guys said. And then what are cons of taking a break?
Shit can go down.
Like, how so? What shit?
I mean, just things can be done, and we said this earlier, but if clear boundaries and expectations going into it aren't set, then it's just kind of this weird gray area. And so if you guys aren't operating under the same assumptions, then it can get a little bit weird, and things can be done that are
dicey.
hurtful. You know, because then it puts you in the spot where you're like, well, we were on a break.
We were on a break.
Right. It's like the whole Friends thing.
Yeah.
But it's like, okay, well, where does that leave us?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
In my opinion, if you were to ask me this today after I did self-reflect, I don't think there are cons in a break. I think, yeah, it hurts. And like, I think anyone's going to realize that it's going to hurt no matter which side you're on. But, you know, it helped me realize what I wanted with my relationship as well as what I wanted like with myself. So,
Yeah. I think, I don't know, the cons only happen if the clear boundaries aren't set, like Elaina said. But I think no matter how the relationship turns out, you know, if you get back together or not, it may hurt, but it's not really a con, because that's probably what was going to happen anyway. You guys just allowed yourself that time to self-reflect. Because if you took the time, you both took the time, self-reflected, talked about your issues, worked on them, and came out of the other side stronger, then that's a huge pro. But if you guys, either one or both of you didn't take it seriously, you have, you know, issues that you can't get over, you have some underlying things that are just making the relationship not work, then that's still, and you guys break up, that's still a pro, because you weren't going to work out anyway, and you might have stayed together, you know, a couple months longer, another year longer, but that just would have been more time that wasn't not worth it, but like would have been hurtful in the long run. You know, it would have been, you still would have been fighting, you still would have been unhappy, it still would have been toxic, whatever. You just would have been questioning it longer and never allowed yourself the space to reflect on what was going on.
Got to think bigger picture.
Yeah. And then, is it worth it? Do you think it's worth it to take a break in a relationship if you need it?
100%.
Yeah, I think if you're sitting there like, maybe I should take a break, then maybe just do it.
Yeah, I don't regret it at all, like Charlotte said.
Yeah.
Because my theory is also like what Em said, take the break and try to figure out what's going on and how to fix it rather than pushing it off, because you'll probably just end up breaking up then.
Yeah, because you never address it. All right, what if your partner is against taking a break? Because honestly, I don't know if I said it this version of this episode or not, but when my partner and I, at first I broke up with him. It wasn't a break. Yeah. And a couple days later, he came to me and he was like, can we please be on a break and not break up? And I said, okay. But before that, we had, and maybe it was when we got back together again after that, whatever time we got back together after that. Or before, he was very against taking a break. He was like, either we're together or we're not. I hate this idea of taking a break. I don't want to do that. And he kind of gave me an ultimatum, either we're together or we're not. And I said, well, if I'm questioning things and you're saying either we're together or we're not, then I might break up with you, because you're not going to give me that space. I'm questioning it all. Like, you're not going to give me that space to question things on my own and take the step back from our relationship and just focus on me and what I want out of it. Then you're not respecting my needs at that time.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and that's not what
Yeah.
I want out of a partner.
Yeah.
So,
I think it's pretty fair to expect that your partner might not be
100%
down.
on board.
right.
Yeah.
Especially at first, and especially if this is something that they don't see coming.
Oh, yeah.
You know, if he or she or whoever kind of knows that you're in a weird spot and that it could be coming, it might be taken a little bit better. But if they don't and they're really blindsided, then I think it's pretty fair to expect some initial
Pushback.
resistance.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, well, I was blindsided, so
Right.
yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah,
and
yeah,
then,
yeah.
you know, after a little bit of time, they might process it and realize that that's okay and that, you know, maybe it's better if they let you do that, or I don't know. But I think just try and bring it up in a really like calm way where you've really thought out how you
Mhm.
want to present it to them and you have your explicit reasonings as to why. Like, this isn't just something that I think should just come up in like an argument and be like, well, let's take a break, and then
Yeah.
you know what I mean, like that's
That
not
causes
gonna
so many
end
other
well.
issues. Yeah.
Right, that's not going to be as productive as you want. So I think you should have your like it should be something that you've thought about before
Mhm.
then, and you should have thought it through if you're going to bring it up to your partner.
But to be honest,
Yeah.
like, I really thought about it because we were fighting for the whole summer. I'd gotten back from studying abroad and we were fighting a lot, and he told me later that he expected me to come back and break up with him then.
Mm-hmm.
But I was just really questioning. I knew I wasn't happy, but I didn't have the exact words to explain why or
Right.
what I truly felt. And it was just a whole jumbled mess of me trying to break up with him, but not having the answers as to
Why?
why. Yeah.
Yeah.
So with taking a break, even if you don't have those exact answers, just doing the best you can with explaining your feelings and
Mhm.
why you're either feeling distant from them or feeling unhappy, or what they're doing that's really upsetting you and making you think it's not going to work, or maybe what is going on in your life that is really upsetting to you and making you think it's not going to work.
Right.
But yeah,
Yeah.
I think just to the best of your ability, because you can totally feel all those things but still not know how to put them into words and still
Yeah.
know that it's the right time to take a break.
Yeah. Well, I was the blindsided one when this happened.
Yeah.
And I had no idea or didn't expect anything. And looking back, like, the question was, like, what if your partner is not okay with taking a break? And I indeed was not, and he realized that. But I'm glad he still pushed for it, because even if they're not into taking a break, it's something you need.
Yeah.
And, like,
oh yeah.
it's a relationship between both of you, and if something happens and that's what you need to do, the other person needs to respect that.
Right.
And I think that's how I didn't view it, which made it also harder on him to bring it up, let alone enforce it,
Mhm.
because it's what he needed. And honestly, it's what I needed, and I
Yeah,
didn't
in the
even
long
realize.
run, you look back and you say you don't regret it because it was the best thing.
Right.
Yeah.
But do you guys think there should be a specific set of time that the break should last?
No.
Or length of time?
No.
Oh my God, no. We did that at first, and it fucked us.
Yeah. To me, that just puts you in this weird limbo waiting period where you're kind of just looking at that deadline that you set
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
and waiting for that to come, as opposed to really sitting in what you need to be thinking about and processing. Like, when you put a deadline on being able to process your emotions and the relationship, it's not going to work. You're not going to be able to do it. Like, you can't put a deadline on those things.
Agreed. And then do you think you should stay in contact with your partner during the break? And if you should, how much contact should there be?
No, don't do it. We tried. Don't do it.
I think it a little bit depends on the relationship, why you're taking the break. But I think in general, you shouldn't be talking to them on a regular basis. If you still need to, have contact with them every once in a while, or you need to contact them to help try and process your emotions better, then sure. But try not to just keep talking like you would if you were in the relationship. You know what I mean? That kind of
Mhm.
defeats the purpose of taking that space.
In my opinion, if you're taking a break, you take a break.
Right.
You set boundaries, you talk about it, and then you go do you. And when the time is right, either you or the other person will reach out. And I feel like if you don't reach out and they don't reach out, it's just a sign that no one is ready.
Yeah.
And it's not like reaching out and being like, hey, how are you? No, fuck that. It's like, hey, this has happened. This is how I feel.
Well, and that's kind of why I was like, definitely don't talk to them like you would if you were still in the relationship. Like, you don't need to, like you were saying, you don't need to be like, hey, how was your day today? The casual talk does not need to be happening. But if you're really struggling to process something and you need to talk to them in order to help you through that and like further that processing for yourself, then don't be afraid to talk to them. You know what I mean? It's like
when you have, you know, you're processing and you hit a rock where it's like, okay, I know this is something I really need to talk out with my partner. Then go see them in person and do that face-to-face talk about, here's what I'm feeling, how are you feeling, how do you want to get through this, whatever.
right.
And then if you still need time, you can take, you know, okay, I'm going to take some more time. Thank you for having this conversation with me. And then you can like process some more. And then when you hit those road bumps, continue to go talk in person if you can, if you're not long distance. But I think the biggest thing in cutting communication, because obviously that check-in of,
right.
you know, if they're waiting on you, because I did receive a lot of texts from my partner to be like, how are you feeling? What are you thinking? Can I see you? You know, and that's fine because they don't know what you're thinking at all. And they just want to see where you're at.
Right.
But yeah, definitely cut those day-to-day conversations and really make your time apart count, you know. Like take your time to kind of get to know yourself out of the relationship and see where you are with the relationship. And, you know, maybe if you're in a relationship just because you don't want to be lonely, getting to know yourself outside of that relationship, doing things and being with people that make you happy, because maybe you weren't as lonely as you thought. And if you're just with someone because you don't want to be alone, then like you need to get to know that. You need to get to know that part of yourself.
Right. Yeah, I think taking a break is kind of weird because it's kind of this weird limbo between being selfish and figuring things out for yourself, but also trying to still try and improve the relationship. Yeah. You know what I mean? And see if you can make that relationship better.
Yeah. Because like the relationship is two people. You know, if one half of the relationship, well, it can be more than two people, but it's multiple people. If one person is not happy, then the relationship is not successful.
Right.
It's just a fact. So being selfish and figuring out what you need to be happy, whether it's in that relationship or outside of it, is selfish, yes, but it's also going to better the relationship, especially if you guys get back together.
For sure.
You know?
Yeah.
So
it's like, definitely take the time, be selfish, figure your shit out, take the space. But especially if you're really trying to improve the relationship to get back together, like, don't be afraid to talk to them.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Because that's the only way that you're going to actually figure out the, like, relationship aspects.
Yeah, don't block them.
Of the issues. You know
don't be like, don't talk to me.
Don't be like, okay, we're taking a break. Don't talk to me at all. And then when I'm ready, I will let you know. You know what I mean?
Don't look at me. Don't talk to me.
You
don't know exist. Me. And then, was Ross right? Were we on a break? So it doesn't count as cheating.
I have no idea what's happening.
Okay, friends. Ross says he makes out with that woman or whatever, kisses her. Rachel gets mad because she was like, you cheated on me. And he keeps yelling, we were on a break. Therefore, in his mind, it wasn't cheating because they were on a break. So what do you think?
Hard. See, that's one of those things where in a perfect world, that would be a conversation you would have when you decide to take the break.
Yeah.
And I realized that in almost any situation, that is not how it goes. But
I think because if you're on a break, you're trying to work on yourself in the relationship. And if you're trying to work on the relationship, you shouldn't go outside of the relationship to figure it out. But also, I downloaded Tinder when I was on a break.
Right.
Because I hadn't been single for literally over 4 years since I was in high school. And I didn't know what Tinder was all about. I mean, I didn't talk to anyone explicitly. I matched with some people. I chatted with them very casually. I didn't meet up with anyone. I didn't go on any dates. I was never going to let it get that far. Right. But I was just curious about what is it like being single at this point in my life. And that did help me realize, you know, I want to be single. I feel tied down, and I don't feel fulfilled in this relationship, which is not how you should feel when you're in a relationship.
Right.
But I mean, and that obviously really hurt him because he saw the app on my phone and got upset about it, rightfully so.
Right.
But we never set those boundaries, which would have been a very important conversation. So I think it depends on the person, but yeah, I think it's cheating if you're on a break. Still.
Yeah, I think it depends on why you're taking the break and what you're trying to get out of the break. And if that is something that you want out of the break, and it does, I don't think that you should be like seriously trying to explore other relationships. Like, I don't think that you should be like dating someone or seriously talking to anyone else.
Oh yeah.
But if you're like, hey, you know, I really want to explore things outside of just this relationship, whether it's because you never had the chance to do before or whatever the reasoning may be, that needs to be something that you're upfront with that person about when you have that conversation. Because then if they're going to be super not okay with that, then maybe you should just break up. Or you know what I mean?
He was definitely not okay with it, and I didn't tell him initially because I knew he wouldn't be okay with it.
Right.
And I know that's wrong, and I'm contradicting what I said or what I did, but do as I say, not as I do. But I needed that because of the questions I was having in the relationship.
Yeah.
But I mean, at that point, if I was really, you know, wanting to be single, like, we should have just broken up at that point.
Right.
We did. In my mind, when you're on a break, I think you should be able to experiment. I would be shocked if someone actually pursued a relationship while on a break.
That just, like, what's the point?
Like, girl or man, like, that's just a dick move.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's a dick move. That means, like, you've either been talking to this person while they were together, and now that's escalating because you're on a break. So I feel like, but you should be able to dabble while you're in a break. Because I feel like if you do it, you know that you're in a break and it's maybe something you need. God knows why, but it could be. So it could honestly help you, and if it helps you, hurts you, you learn from it, and it probably showed you which way you want to go.
Yeah. But it's definitely, it should have been a conversation I had with him before I did anything. And do you think, besides, I guess, just having that blatant conversation, is there ever really a good way to set those boundaries?
I think the only way I see it working out is if you have that conversation, like, when it gets brought up. Like, when someone says, hey, I think we should take a break, obviously that's not like the first question that should be asked, but, you know, in that conversation somewhere, I think it should be talked about to just avoid anything like that.
Oh yeah. And then maybe if it wasn't something you were considering before, but then halfway through the break you're like, I am questioning this now, maybe, like, I think this will help me figure it out, then have that conversation.
Yeah. Be like, hey, let's talk. Like you were saying, like,
because he was blatantly like, I don't want you to sleep with other people. And I was like, okay, I don't want you to sleep with other people.
Right.
But when I went on Tinder, it was never my intention to sleep with other people. It was just my intention to, like, see what was out there.
Yeah.
So, which was definitely shitty on my part, I admit, but in the long run it helped me. So I was definitely a bit selfish at that.
I also think, like, in that conversation, you need to specifically say if you want to know what they're doing. Because I remember that was something I knew would hurt, but also I wanted to hear it come from him. And, like, to this day still, he told me when he was seeing someone, he told me when he had feelings again, and, like, it was just a fucking roller coaster, but it was all coming from him, and I didn't find out through other people, through social media, and I think that says a lot.
Yeah. Well, I think definitely while you're still on a break, in my opinion, and this can be different, obviously, if you don't want to know about it, then that's your thing.
Yeah.
But if you're on a break with them, I think that you should still be knowing if anything changes in their mind, if anything happens with them and another person that kind of changes how they feel about things, whatever.
Oh yeah, because then it's going to determine the future of your relationship.
Right, exactly. But, like, if you guys eventually break up, then from that point on it's kind of just a whatever you decide
ask,
to
don't
do
tell.
and whatever. Right. Like, at that point, it's not really your problem unless you want it to be. But if you're on a break, it kind of still is your problem.
Yeah, because you're
It still is your business a little bit,
Yeah.
you know.
Oh, yeah. Well, that's all I had.
Look at us.
Hold
You
on.
said your game was long, though,
Yeah,
so.
it is.
Good.
Okay, so this week's game is it a song lyric or a quote? And they
Ooh.
all revolve around taking a break.
Take
I'm
a break.
ready.
So you guys have to tell me if it's a song lyric or quote. And then the second part is I want to see if you relate to the lyric or quote.
Okay.
You're going to hurt my feelings, Charlotte.
This is what she meant.
Okay, the first one is she realized none of it was real and set herself free.
Oh, quote?
I'm going to go with quote, too. I don't know any songs like that.
It is indeed a quote.
From what?
How do
Wow.
you relate to it?
Wait, say it again.
She realized none of it was real and set herself free.
Oh, no, I can't relate to it.
I can.
Ouch.
Yeah, I can't
Mine was a little different, though. So.
Yes, that's very true.
All right, the second one. I didn't leave because I stopped loving you. I left because the longer I stayed, the less I loved myself.
Ouch. That was definitely a quote.
Yeah, I agree.
It's definitely a quote. Sure.
Yeah, it was a quote. Sorry. I was waiting for you guys to also be like, and I relate or I don't relate.
I kind of relate. I mostly relate. Like, I didn't leave because I stopped loving him. I left because, like, I didn't love how, like, okay I was with just being okay in a relationship, you know?
Mhm.
Like, I wanted more.
She wanted more.
I did.
Meh. I don't really.
That's okay. You don't have to.
I don't relate. Yeah. Okay. The next one. I'm not saying you treated me unkind. You could have done better, but I don't mind. You just kind of wasted my time, but don't think twice. It's all right.
That's a song for
That is
sure.
definitely a song. It's too rhymey.
And I low-key agree, not with my main ex, but with my more recent ex. Like,
There you go.
you weren't, like, unkind, but you were kind of a dick.
Like, you could have been better.
It could have, I was like, but now I'm like, yeah, but don't think twice about it, because, like, we're cool now.
Can you guess what the song is? Like, who's the artist?
No.
I don't know, like Taylor Swift or some shit like
That was my first thought, but I don't think it is.
Bob Dylan.
Oh my god.
So I didn't relate to
Okay.
this.
Yeah.
Did you?
Say it again.
I'm not saying you treated me unkind. You could have done better, but I don't mind. You just kind of wasted my precious time, but don't think twice. It's all right.
Yeah, no, I can't.
Oh shit! I was gonna. I thought you were
Yeah,
gonna
that's
say
true.
you did.
Why?
And he should
did
think
treat me
twice.
unkind.
Yeah.
He was totally an asshole.
Yep. Mhm. No, you're right.
I mean, he definitely wasted my time, but like,
Okay. I don't know why I cry, but I think it's 'cause I remembered for the first time since I hated you that I used to love you.
I'm gonna say song lyric ? And yeah, okay. No, I'm gonna say that, and then I'm gonna let him like.
I'm going to say song lyric, too. I agree.
It was.
Oh!
And then wait.
I do not
I don't
know.
Yeah.
Gwen Stefani.
Oh
B
my god.
A-N-A-N-A-S. This shit is bananas.
No, I relate to this one.
True.
I was gonna say
Correct.
this
Yeah,
sounds
I,
like
right,
when
I
you
relate
would.
to this one. All right, next one. Almost everything will work again if you unplug it for a few minutes, including you.
Oh damn,
That is definitely Pinterest.
that's a quote. Yeah,
A
for sure.
quote. Yeah, I guess I relate, but not in like the relationship sense, just in like
Yeah,
I need to take a fucking nap.
I was gonna say. I was like, I can definitely relate, but not in a relationship, just in general.
I agree. All right, next one.
Unplug me, please.
Yeah, please, for the love of God.
She didn't leave you for making too many mistakes. She left because you made the same mistakes too many times.
Yes. Correct.
Definitely
It's a Pinterest quote. But yeah, I'm looking at you, most recent ex. Bitch.
I can relate to that one.
I can relate to that
For
one.
sure.
Sometimes your heart needs more time to accept what your mind already knows.
No, yeah.
That was a Pinterest quote.
That is a Pinterest quote, but
It was so cheesy and gross.
but I relate. I do.
Yeah, I mean, it's accurate.
It is.
It was. Ugh.
No, it is. It is.
feelings.
Feelings. What are those?
Ew.
All right. The scars of your love remind me of us. They keep me thinking that we almost had it all. The scars of your love, they leave me breathless. I can't help feeling we could have had it all.
Adele, baby.
Yeah, bitch, my girl.
I was gonna say,
Of
how
course
did you
it's
not
Adele.
expect us to get that?
Because when I read it like a poem, I did not think that it was Adele.
Oh, really?
No.
Yeah.
Oh, I was singing it in my head the whole time.
Can you relate though?
No.
Not really.
I mean, like, maybe a tiny bit, but, like, no,
I could.
not really.
All right. Loving you isn't the right thing to do. How can I ever change things that I feel? If I could, maybe I'd give you my world. How can I when you won't take it from me?
Oh, shit.
Oh, wait, I know this song.
I did not know this was a song.
Oh, wait. Oh, God. Read it again. I'm sorry. I know the song.
Loving you isn't the right thing to do. How can I ever change things that I feel? If I could, maybe I'd give you my world. How can I when you won't take it from me?
Oh, my God. I know this song.
I really don't.
I don't relate, but it's a song.
I don't relate either. It's by Fleetwood Mac.
Yes! Oh, my God. Thank you. I was like, I fucking know the song.
She fucking knows the
Wait, okay, what song is it? It's Go Your Own Way.
Oh,
shit.
really?
I did not know it was that one. Okay. It hurts when you realize you aren't as important to someone as you thought you were.
Damn.
Bitch, I'm important to everybody. Can't relate. Pinterest quote.
Definitely a Pinterest quote.
Yeah.
I guess I can relate.
Okay, but both of my main exes I'm still, like, very important people in their lives. So, like.
Yeah, I can agree. I'm more the side hoe now, but still important.
Well, you're not more the side hoe. You
are the side hoe.
100%.
Okay. Learn the difference between connection and attachment. One gives you the power, the other sucks the life out of you.
Oh,
Oh,
ouch.
shit.
I can fucking relate to that.
Fuck! No! It hits too hard! I was quoting Tiny Meat Gang, but.
TMG.
Bars! But literally, ouch. Yes, I relate. That's definitely a Pinterest post.
Also Pinterest post. Yes, like a little bit, but also not.
Elaina just doesn't relate to quotes.
She's like, I don't fucking feel this
Like,
shit.
She's like,
Shit
I'm
sucks."
black and white, bitch. There's no in between.
She's like, nah, he was unkind. Fuck
You
that
can't
guy.
see through these lines, bitch.
Oh, fuck.
It's amazing how someone can break your heart and you still love them with every broken piece of it.
Wait, you didn't tell us what it was.
Oh, the last one was a Pinterest.
Yeah.
Okay.
Quote.
This one's definitely a Pinterest quote as well. I
Correct.
felt I could relate to this when my main ex slept with somebody else. But
I could relate to this.
I can.
yeah.
I can indeed.
I can't anymore, but like at the
Right.
time.
Yeah, same.
Sorry works when a mistake is made, but not when trust is broken. So in life, make mistakes, but never break trust. Because forgiving is easy, but forgetting and trusting again is sometimes impossible.
Preach.
Yep. Yep.
Can relate.
Definitely a Pinterest quote.
Yeah.
Definitely can relate.
Definitely can relate.
Yeah, for sure.
Fucking
Trust
mood.
is like one of my biggest values in anyone. Friends, family, partner,
Well,
whatever.
You need it.
Well, you can't
Yep.
have
In
a
order
good,
to have a
stable
relationship.
relationship. Yeah.
It's necessary.
Yes, indeedy. Okay.
Indeedy.
At your absolute best, you still won't be good enough for the wrong person. At your worst, you'll still be worth it to the right person.
Oh my God, I thought you were going to be like, at your absolute best, you still won't be good enough. Fuck you.
Damn. This is where Emily starts crying.
I was like, shit.
Accurate.
Yeah.
Does that mean you can relate to
Pinterest.
that?
It's
or you're-
definitely a Pinterest post. I mean, like,
Definitely Pinterest.
I think it's just an accurate statement of like,
Yeah.
you're like, for the wrong person, it doesn't matter, you know? But
Charlotte.
Charlotte.
Wait, what?
Breaking up.
Wait, what?
Wait, what? I think this goes for all of us.
Okay.
You can't change someone who doesn't see an issue in their actions.
Yeah.
Bitch.
Definitely Pinterest.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah,
definitely
same.
was. All right. It takes a strong heart to love, but it takes an even stronger heart to continue to love after it's been hurt.
That's Pinterest. And like,
Pinterest, and I don't necessarily think that's true.
I mean, but I feel like everyone gets hurt and like most people continue to love. So it's like,
Right.
Like, I get where
So
it's
Pinterest
coming.
is wrong.
No, I get where it's coming from. Like, it takes. I mean, every time you get hurt and you choose to like let someone back in, and someone helps you build up your trust and like love, that makes you a stronger person.
Okay, yeah, I'm going to be sure to
mean,
go
yeah,
back on
but,
this
like-
post and comment that Babes and Bad Decisions feel that this is an incorrect
Okay,
quote.
like there is a grain of truth to it. I just think it's one of those like
Grain of
over-
truth.
overly
Simplified.
romanticized Pinterest bullshit things.
Hey,
Agreed.
I love Pinterest.
we know.
Yeah.
Your entire room is a Pinterest wall. It
She's
really
a
is.
she's a
Pinterest
coaster
board.
mom.
I'm almost positive that this is the last one.
Okay.
And this fucking, I think, will hit us all.
Okay. I'm ready.
It took a long time for me to realize that people love differently.
I mean, yeah.
It did not take me a long time to realize that.
It did for me.
I
know.
don't know if it takes me a long time, but like that's accurate.
It's
Okay, that one I
true.
can comment and be like, Pinterest, this is accurate. You're good.
So
Love
it was a
Babes and Bad
quote.
Decisions. XOXO.
I was gonna say it was definitely. a
Yeah.
Pinterest quote.
But
Yeah, it was.
You gave it away.
I'm sorry. I had to. It hit me. Like a wound. Sorry, that was just...
It hit you like a wound, or it hit you in
And-
the wound.
it hit you and caused a wound. I'm wounded.
No, you guys are just ruining my fun right now.
I've been shot. Wait, what's that? Ouch! You poked my heart.
You poked my heart.
Charlie bit my finger.
Charlie. Ouch, Charlie.
It's still hurting, Charlie.
Alrighty. That's it.
All right, fuck it. That was it.
Fuck it.
Fuck it. That was it. Roll the tape, baby.
All right, y'all. Thanks so much for listening. You can find us on Instagram at Babes and Bad Decisions and on Twitter at BABD Podcast. Email us at babesandbaddecisions@gmail.com, and you can also find all of our episodes and videos on our YouTube channel. Just search Babes and Bad Decisions Podcast. If you like us and want to support us, please take the time to rate and review us on Apple Podcasts and check out our Patreon at patreon.com/babesandbaddecisions. All right, Em, what's our outro phrase for today?
Fuck, I don't know.
That's it. And we're out.
Pinterest ruling your love life? Are you Charlotte or what?
I was
Fuck
gonna
yes.
say, if you're Charlotte, it's a definite.
If you're Charlotte, it's more likely than you think.
It absolutely is. Indeedy.
Indeedy.
All right, y'all. Thanks so much for listening.
Bye.
Peace out, motherfuckers.